Welcome back. In this video, we are going to see how to handle data in a Python. Basically, what's meant by data? Data is nothing but the input value given by the user during runtime of the program or even while we are creating a coding in Python 2. Then, data can be of many types. In many programming languages, data may be of string, real, character, integer, and so on. In Python, a certain core data types are there. They are string, integer, list, tuples, dictionary. In this video, we are going to see such a type of data. First of all, what is by data type? So just before I told, anything given as an input by the user is said to be a data, particularly to the programming language. We are seeing Python programming language here. So during the runtime of the program or while creating a coding, the programmer or the user given as an input to the coding is said to be the data. Data may be a different kinds. So many examples we had seen already. But for example, if you assign a number to a particular variable, well, number can be in different types. Real number, integer number, boolean number, so many things are there. In this video, we are going to see several types of data. Let's see. First of all, we go with the numbers. The numbers can be of also different types. So integer, floating point number, and complex numbers. Look here, integer has also two separate parts. One is integer signed, another one is boolean. Let I explain about the integer sign with an example. Just a is equal to 5 and b is equal to minus 5. Look at these two examples. The number 5 will be assigned to the variable a and the number minus 5 will be assigned to the variable b. So both are number and make sure that both are the integer values. Simply, what is meant by integer? It's a whole number. This integer doesn't have any fractional value. That means any decimal points should not be present here, and it can have both negative or positive. See, look here, it's a positive number. Usually we didn't use positive number as plus 5 because if there is no sign in front of a number, is considered as a positive number. So 5 is also a sign number. And minus 5, if we want to assign a negative value to the particular variable, we just use the minus symbol in front of the number. So this what is said to be sign number. And then boolean, we are very familiar with the boolean values. Only two values are there. One is 0, another one is 1. 0 represents false and 1 represents true. Generally, if you give str of false, it will print false, or bool of 0 will print false. So only two values are there, 0 and 1. 0 and 1 both are also integer. Next one is floating point numbers. Floating point number is nothing but the fractional number. Look here, 3.14. It's a familiar number. It's actually generally pi value. It contains both integer and the decimal point value. Here we can divide it. 3 and 0.14. 3 is the integer number and 0.1 is the floating type of value. So that 3.14 floating point numbers consist of both the divisions. One is integer and the other one is fractional number. And then complex number. What is meant by a complex number? A complex number consists of both real and imaginary components. Let's see with an example. 3 plus 4j. Here 3 is the real number and 4j is the imaginary part. You have learned so many complex number in your 11th mathematics itself. Let's see an example for the complex numbers. Look at these examples. Two variables are there, c and d, and the value of c is 0 plus 3.14j. That means real and as well as the imaginary part. Here too, d is equal to 1.4 plus 3.4j, real and as well as the imaginary part. Take an example of these two variables. The real part is 0 here, but here the real part has a number 1.4. If you try to print both the variables, by the print function. So look here, C/n_d. We are very familiar with the escape sequence of /n. It will print in the next line. Then what is the output of this print function? If we try to print the value C, it will print just 3.14j. That's all. And if we try to print the value of D, it will print 1.4 plus 3.4j with the parenthesis 1.4 plus 3.4j. Usually the complex numbers will be printed with the parenthesis if the real part has a value. Look here, the value of C, there is no value on the real part, that means 0 in the real part, so that the parenthesis hasn't come. So this is the output of this scenario. Take another look. The x variable has two types of complex numbers are there. We are going to sum up the given two complex numbers. If we try to print x, what's going to be happen? As per this print statement, it will do the arithmetic calculation. So 1 plus 2.56j plus minus 4 minus 3.56j. What will happen? 1 minus 4 is minus 3 and 2.5 minus 3.5 is minus 1j. This is the output of the print statement. If we want to separate the real number and as well as the imaginary number, there are two attributes are there. Please note that the two attributes are the read-only attributes of Python. To get the real number and as well as imaginary number, we can get it separately. If you try to print x dot real, so both the real numbers, so look here, the 1 and minus 4 is the real number. So 1 minus 4 minus 3.0 is the output of this second print statement. I look forward the third print statement. It's going to fetch the imaginary value. So 2.56j minus 3.56 also going to execute, and then minus 1.0 is the output of the third statement. So this is the output of complex numbers. Let's see strings in Python. String is also a data type in Python. Let's see. Sequence of characters is said to be a string. In Python, string is a separate data type, unlike C and C++. Here there is no separate data type for char. Everything is a string here. We can enclose string within single quotes or double quotes, maybe triple quotes. Let's see with the examples. Take a look. For example, name is equal to, in single quotes, Python or name 1 in double quotes, Python. Strings are immutable in Python. What is meant by immutable? Immutable in the sense we are not able to edit, we are not able to change the given value. That means given string value. If we try to change a particular character, for example, name of 0 is equal to capital P, which is not possible. If so, the Python interpreter throws an error message, so that string is immutable. That means strings are not able to change their particular value. This is the very most special thing. So if we want to change a single character, we have to reassign a particular value to the variable, so that strings are immutable. Another example is said, how the Python string values assigned to a variable name. See, Python. So if every character can be identified with the index. As usual, index starts from 0 and ends with n minus 1. And in Python, string has the reverse index also, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and -6. It is possible to retrieve a particular string value also. For example, print name of 3 will show the output as h is the output. It is possible to access a particular character in the given string by using index. We can print the negative index also. Similarly, if we want to retrieve the same value with the negative index, we have to give print name of -3, so that the same output will be provided by the Python interpreter. For more details about the string data type, just look my previous videos, that is string operators. 3 parts are there. You just go through that. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.